Hello, good day, and welcome to this section. Um, so we are continuing from where we stopped last time. We did all of this in the last section, and it was recorded and it's available on YouTube here. This is it, right? So you might want to watch. I'm going to be putting all of these JavaScript live learning sections in a playlist named JavaScript programming. You always find them there. And please, could you please mute your mic? That's Suleiman. Please mute. Thank you. Please, if you want to talk to us, do you want to raise your hand so I will see you and call you to avoid disruption unnecessarily? So, what was I even saying? I was trying to say something. I don't remember again. Okay, let's make progress. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please do what to subscribe. Support us. This is the Code Tribe channel. And here we have one of us, an alumnus of ALX, who has decided to simplify C, and she's doing well. You might want to subscribe and learn some necessary concepts in C. For now, let's make progress. So we are going to continue from functions, talk about object and arrays, and then model patterns. Now they look like they are less than half of what we discussed so far. But you know what? we might take more time discussing these three things. And some people shorten it. So I'm going to start on a flashboard and have this stuff pasted here. So okay, I'll grab this title from here. Have it pasted here. So I encourage each and every one of you, these hard things are doable. They are very doable. People are doing it. Don't think nobody's doing it and it's too hard or what. People are doing it. A business yeah. So you too, you can do it. It doesn't matter if this is your first encounter with codes. You can do it. Believe me, you can. Let's make progress. So, if there's any question on something we've treated that wasn't well understood, please feel free to ask. If you're watching live on YouTube or later on YouTube, please do what to post your question as a comment, and we'll be glad to answer you. All right. Functions. What are functions? Functions are now I am assuming that everyone here knows something about programming. I hope that is not a dangerous assumption. So functions are reusable block of codes. They are block of codes that are written that are supposed to handle a particular task. Supposed to take care of a particular task. So you don't want to write plenty of lines of code in your program. You can separate some body of codes into functions and make them reusable. So when you call that function, they work. You call that function, they perform the function will perform the particular duty it's meant to perform. And hoping that you're familiar with this, let's go ahead and start writing some functions in JavaScript. In JavaScript, to write a function, use the function keyword. I'm going to, okay, you know how we did it. So I'm going to use this two places. I'm going to open a file here, functions.js. Yeah, and okay, so I'm going to be using the interactive what you must refer to as the interactive mode, the JavaScript console. I'm going to be using it at when I want to. This was what we did last time, and I think I should use the file. So to declare a function, you use the keyword function in JavaScript, right? So when you write function, what follows is the name of the function. So if you want to have a function that will greet, that will be using to salute or to greet one, for example, or let's say a function that counts from 1 to any number. So let me call it count to. And then the argument will be number. You give the number as argument. Next thing we'll do is to open the block of code, right? And so what I want you to do is I'm going to use a for loop. This is one of the control structures, and it's not very different from for loop in C. If you know C, it's not too different. Okay, yeah, that's it. And then, but I may explain briefly, or I'm just assuming that you know how to use for loop, but don't let me assume too much. Call my attention if you're watching live, or ask if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, so for number, no. Let's see. I think I want to have a variable here. Now, I told you about the var keyword and the let keyword, right? So it's important that you use const if it can be constant. Otherwise, you use let. Right? But if you're doing alias projects, you might likely be required to use var. It's still fine, because var, if I use var, I may var is function scoped, you know, whereas let is block scoped. Okay, let me not go there. Let's just. So I want to let's start, or let's number, let's no equals 1. All right. I have a variable called number. So for no, let's just declare it here. Let no. So for no equals 1, and no less than or equal to number, increment no. And since this is JavaScript, we should have the opening and closing curly braces and the codes within them. So what I want you to do is just to print the number. So I'll say console.log no. That's what I want you to do. Let's see whether this is okay. If there's no error here, this should work. So if I call the function now and say count to 10, let's see if that's working. If I save this and run the file here. Okay, I think I run the file node function.js. So it's working, right? It printed from 1 to 10. So any number you give it, you print from 1 to that number. That's the function. That's what the function does, right? So let me give it another one. Let's say count to 15. Save. Come here. Run it again. So it counts to 15. So what is happening here in this for loop is that I declare a variable no, right, and say it's equal to 1, and I say that so long as that number is less than whatever was passed here, it should keep incrementing it. It should keep adding 1 to it, and then it should, the instruction that it should carry out is to as it increments is to print out that number. So what it will do is it will check here no is 1. It will check is 1 less than whatever it passed here. In this case, let's use 5. Let's use 5 now. Save. I'm going to clear this terminal and run it again. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now if so why no is 1, right? It will come here and print out that 1. That's this 1. Then it will go and carry out this instruction of adding 1 to the number of no. No will not be equal to 2. So it will check, is 2 less than 5? Yes, 2 is less than 5. It will now carry out this instruction again and print 2. Once it prints 2, it will increment again. It continues that way until this guy will be equal to 5. Then you check, is 5 less than 5? Of course it's not. Is it equal to 5? Yes, it is. So the condition is still true. It will still execute this instruction here and print out 5. And then it will increment the number to 6. Right? So when no becomes 6, it will not check, is no equal, is no less than number? No, it's not less than 5. Is no equal to 5? No, it is not less, it's not equal to 5. Then it will break out of the loop. It will not carry this instruction again. It will stop. You know? So that's how it works. Okay. Now if I wanted to run this as a script like I did in the last section, I need to just come here and specify and instruct the operating system that, hey, I need you to use the interpreter that is found inside user/bin, and that interpreter is node. We actually have something like that here. Let me go there. If I do /user, no, is it? Oh yeah, /user /bin. Okay, let's say which node. Let's do this. Someone signed this raised Victoria. So it's telling us where the node is, right? Which node? It's telling us where the executable, the interpreter node is. Victoria, do you have a question? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry for distracting. You know, you explained that time that if the no is 6 and is not less than 5, can you help us just give us practicalize it? Because I was just imagining it on my head how it will go.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what I was saying is that, by the way, I'll do that. Thank you. I'm trying to run this as a script now. So having added that line 1, what we call shebang command, shebang. Can I spell that here? Shebang. I want to be able to run this as a script. So the next thing I want to do is to give it the necessary permission. So I'll do change mode u plus x and then pass the name of the file, which is functions.js, to it, and it will turn green. It becomes green. It wasn't green before, right? It becomes green. This time I cannot do dot / and I put the name of the file. It will still run without me doing node like this, node, and passing to it. All right, it is still node that is doing the work, you know, but maybe somehow behind the scene. All right, so what? Let me break this down again. What happened? I'm going to copy all of this code. And then I'm going to do that. Let me copy from line 4. I'm going to copy line 4 and 5. So CX space bar CN CE CN MW. Right, I will come here. I will embed it. I will put it within the comment to be showing what is happening. So I'm going to CY yank it, and then let's do this. Okay, now see what happened when we say for no equals 1. What is seen here is 1 is here, right? This particular one turns to 1. This particular one turns to 5 in this case, because we pass 5. It turns to 5. And then what is here will turn to 1. Right? Let me put here, let me use here to make the output. No. On the, let's call it output. So it will now come and print 1, output 1 like this. Then when it prints 1, it will now go and carry out this instruction. This instruction is as good as saying, hey, it's as good as saying whatever NO is, right? Let the new value be equal to NO plus 1. That's what it means. That means in this case, NO was, okay, let me take this off now. Right, so this is it here now. So NO equals NO plus 1. So NO was 1, right? So NO will not be equal to 1 plus 1. Right? I think I should, yeah, NO will be equal to 1 plus 1. So NO becomes 2. Let me complete the equation. Mathematics say equals to 2. So at this point, NO becomes 2. When NO becomes 2, NO here 2 become 2. Oh, let me even take it off. And you write it. NO is equal to 1 plus 1, so NO becomes 2 here. And then NO becomes 2 here. It will compare 2 and 5. Is 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. Then it will come here and print the current value of NO, and it will output 2 here. Then after doing that, it comes again and check and increment it. So NO was 2. The new value of NO will not be equal to, let me take this off, I think this is not, the new value of NO will not be equal to the former value plus 1. Once that happens, it becomes 3. This NO will not change to 3. It will not compare 3 and 5. Is 3 and 5, are they, what's the relationship? Is 3 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. It will not carry out the instruction here. Consider log 3, and then we'll have the output 3 here. And then it will not carry out this instruction here again. NO, the new value of NO, will now be equal to 3, which is the former value, 3 plus 1, which will make NO now 4. It will not compare 4 and 5. Is 4 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. It will not go into the block of code and execute this instruction here, and then we'll have 4 printed on the output. So once that happens, the next line of action is still that increment operator, where NO which is now 4 will have 1 added to it, and then we'll have NO as 5. It will now compare 5 and 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. And because it is, it will change NO here, NO here to 5, and then it will output 5. Now it doesn't just stop there. Until this condition becomes false, it does not stop. So for the condition to become false, what it will do is to go and increment this again. NO is 5 by this time. It will do 5 plus 1, and NO becomes 6. And so if you now print, it will now go and check, is this guy less than or equal to 5? No, it is not. It will now stop. It will now stop, exit the loop. Now to confirm whether, let's confirm the last value of NO by adding a console.log here. Let's confirm, just to show that the last value is not 5. It got to 6 because that condition had to be false before the loop will stop. So console.log, let me put the sentence here. NO stopped at, so we'll now put NO. I want to say the last value of NO was, I think it's better, the last value of NO. NO was this. So let's go and find that whether that was what really happened. So I'm going to save this. Everything between line 12 and line 24 are comments, so they will not run. It will just run this ones that it was running before. So I will run it again. Look at it. It says the last value of NO was 6. Right. So thank you very much. Let's make progress. That is that about functions. I think I should. Are you interested in this code? I think I should push them to GitHub in case you want to play with them. I used to do that, but then somehow just do it this time. Now I'm thinking I should do so.
I'm interested in it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You will have the I'm going to have the link to a GitHub repo to the GitHub repo posted as a description on this video. Let me check. Do I have a repository where I can put this guy? Okay, I'll sort that out later. Okay, let's make progress. Now, what more do we want to learn about functions? What not? Because we're not sure with functions yet. Understand that in JavaScript, functions can be stored inside a variable. That's how I like to describe it. It can be stored. So, in that case, first of all, you want to know about something called, is this computer system charging or not? Hold on, please. Excuse me, this guy. Be careful. Be careful with me, don't interrupt my section. Alright. If you have battery, transfer some via SMS or via WhatsApp. I mean, look at this misbehaving. I'll just continue as I'm not seeing it. Okay. About functions, so you can save functions inside a variable, right? You can save functions inside a variable. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to something called anonymous function. Anonymous function. What does the word anonymous mean? Can someone help me? What does it, when we see something is anonymous, what does it mean? I'm waiting to know. Anonymous.
Something that doesn't have
your voice is low, sir.
it is something that is not being identified.
Not being identified. Sounds like it. Thank you. So, following your definition, so that I can use the word unknown, right?
Yes, unknown.
Latent or secret. So something like that. So when we say anonymous function, we're saying that there's a function being defined, but we don't even know the name of the function. Of course, it has to do with the name of the function. I can define this function and not give it a name, but then how do I call it? Right? I could go here and define this function and take off. Okay, because I'm going to push this to Git, I will not alter this code. I will turn everything to comment and rather copy it and do a new one down here. So let me okay. I'll end this comment here. And so copy it and turn it to an anonymous function. So we do cx spacebar ce cu 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 cn ce. Why you miss it? Okay, cp ce c n w, and then I'll come here and paste it. Cy. Now to make it anonymous function, we just take off the name of the function and that's it. It becomes anonymous. It becomes anonymous. It is now a function that is hidden, that does not have a name. But how do I now call this function? Man, I can't use this function now. It's not useful, except it's a function that carries out an action by default. You know, it just runs as soon as the program starts. But this is a function that needs to be called now. It needs to be called and given some argument. So how do we now? So the way to do it is to save it inside a variable. Of course, var, like I said, is the keyword. You can use to save it in a variable. But in modern JavaScript, it is very important. It is very important that you use const, because it's a constant. It's constant. You don't want to change it. You won't change anything in the program. It's constant. you know. And so you declare a constant variable and say the name of the variable is let's say count. Okay, let me be like a JavaScript programmer. They can have long names of variable. So you see count from 1 to. Now when I say this thing is equal to this, I have saved this function and all it does inside a variable. I'm simply doing white spaces here. What it was. Okay, so I'll save it. And then let's see. Now to call the function now, I will not use that variable that is the variable that will be behaving like the function. So if I say count from 1 to, I will not use it as a function. Count from 1 to 3. Let's see whether this works. Go back and run it. So it worked, right? We counted from 1 to 3 and said 4 is the last value of NO was 4, right? So making progress. That's that about anonymous function. I can even take it a bit further and introduce us to something called arrow functions. That's another word altogether. Arrow functions. Arrow functions is, they are anonymous, but then they're just something else. I can turn this function to, okay, that's not what I came to teach today, right? I don't think LS has that task in your first JavaScript. But let me just do something. Let's see. Count. Let me just call it count this time. So if I just do count equals and let's see. So I'll come here and say this. Let me even give it the keyword count equals this, and I'll come here and put these lines of code that I have here, these same lines of code. I think I want to copy them the way they are, so I'll go from here. Is that it? Okay, so is everything okay like this? Are you sure you're okay?
No, you copy the column button. The other one.
Okay. What's this guy doing? Okay, so consider I guess I need to close the function now. Okay, I think we are good. Now let me now call this one count. It is not only anonymous, but it is an arrow function, like it's shortening the syntax. Okay, and arrow functions don't have focus today. We'll talk about it some other time in the future. Well, let me just do this. So I'll say count 5, and so I expect the two programs to run, right? So let me clear the screen. The two instructions to run. Number is not defined here. Oh, okay. Number is not defined actually. What I'm using here, I'll change it to n, so it should be n inside here. Alright, saved. Clear the screen. Run that again. So this one was being printed by the anonymous function that was saved in count from 1 to, while this one is printed by the arrow function. Okay, like I said, arrow function is our area of focus today. And so function, I think that's it about functions. And then before we come to model patterns, let's talk about objects and arrays. There are more interesting things about arrow functions actually. I want to read them up. JavaScript and array, JavaScript, objects and arrays. I think I want to use a new file rather. So this one will be here. So save this, open a new file for me, call this one objects.js. So object is a kind of is a data type, right? It's a data type. So what is an object? It's an emulation of when we say object, it's really an object. You're trying to resemble something that is an existing object using program, right? So can someone else call any object for me? Call any object. Let's use it. Let's have its model here. Let's model the object. Is someone talking to me or not? Hello. Yes, give me an object.
Yeah, he said she was mention any object.
Yes.
Car.
Car. Thank you.
So we say pencil.
And someone said castle. What attribute?
Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you. What did you say?
Okay.
So we are taking.
Please.
We are taking car, right? Yes. Let's work with car. So what are the properties? I think they are called they're called properties in JavaScript. Let me not. They are called attributes in Python. Properties in JavaScript. So what are the properties that car can have? What are those characteristics that you think car can have? Come again, please.
I think that color. Ending number. I will say model as well.
Thank you. Color, if I had it well, I'm not sure what I had, but it sounds like range number. And then I had the model. Is it ng model you said?
Model is fine. Model for
Okay. Alright, let's go and have different cars. Right?
Fire extinguisher.
What? Fire extinguisher.
The plate number.
Plate number. Let's take that as range number.
Plate number.
That's the range number.
Fire extinguisher.
Okay, no problem. But I think about things that come to car, right? Things that they are part of the car.
If you need to find,
It's okay. Let's put it to our trouble.
those
Fire extinguisher.
safety will catch you if they don't have.
It's okay. Not anybody to catch
But
us.
go have road safety.
It's okay. It's only Nigerians that will talk like this.
Boolean has a Boolean value.
What?
Boolean that is true or not.
He says what?
Whether he has a Boolean or true or false, that you have.
It's okay. Great. Yeah, that reminds me. I did not talk about Boolean as a basic data type. True or false. We are going to see it here now. Yeah, true or false. Actually, my mind have started going into object-oriented programming, but I just realized that I might be teaching. We might have some newbies amongst us, and this is the basics, right? So let's not go there. Let's just create some simple objects and leave it at that. So we want to create a car. So we'll come here and say, let's give it a name. We're not creating a class now or subclass or any of those. Let's just create a car. So what will be the name of this car? Jeep.
Camry.
What?
Okay.
Ferrari.
Interesting.
I mentioned Camry, but it's fine.
Camry. Let's start from the first one. Camry. How is it spelled again? Camry. Am I correct? Nobody wants to correct me. Camry. So when we declare Camry like this, so usually it is a good practice to use this. It's a good practice to use const, right? I believe other ones will work as well. So Camry. Let's start. Now we'll open curly braces and put its properties as key value pairs, right? Key value pairs. what do we mean when we say key value pairs? Is it property value or key value? I hope I'm not mistaking it. But this is how we call it in Python anyway.
I think we'll use a dictionary where we have the key and the value.
Come again?
We'll use the dictionary to represent a key and the value.
Alright, thank you very much. Actually, it's not really so in JavaScript. You're talking like a Python programmer. So Python has something called dictionary. Yeah, so okay, but you have an idea. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Where you have the name of the property and you have the value of the property, right? So now we have the names of property here, and we don't have the value yet. So we're going to start adding the value now. So we'll have Ferrari here, and let's begin from. Okay, let me do it this way. I'll take this to the right here, so I will see this clearly. So let's begin from the color. The color is a property, right? In old JavaScript, this should be enclosed in as a string like this. But these days, you can choose not to put that string for the key. You can choose not to put the string, the double quotes around the string, around the key, and it will work. But the value has to have it if it's a string. So let's say this car has what color now? Silver.
So your voice is cracking.
Cracking. That's quite interesting.
Your voice is breaking.
You shouldn't break. You must not break. Okay, it's better now. Can someone else confirm? I think I can get good feedback from here. Is it from his end or my end?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so Sarah, you might want to leave Refresh Your Network and join again. From your end. Alright, so this car has silver color. Once you put one property, separate them with comma. This is an object we are creating. And this car has the reg number, maybe it as reg NO, as what am I doing? Am I supposed to keep space in between these things? Anyway. 70.
Let me call, yeah, 72. Let me call the number for you.
All right, go ahead. 72.
72. 56.
56.
21.
21. It is where?
ABJ.
BBJ.
ABJ.
ABJ. Hope you're not calling number of your father's car here. So
No.
you put a comma. Next one, it has a model. So model, and what model will it be? What model will it be? Now to accommodate more data type, I want to have something that we have to do with integer. So let's say doors. What to do that is one door or two doors or two pair of doors, right? So door. So what's the model of this car? Nobody's talking. How many doors does this car have? How many pairs of doors does it have? Somebody say something.
BMW.
BMW.
Yeah.
BMW. Nice one. What?
Is that
So
model of BMW?
I didn't get that.
Okay, let's keep going.
No, BMW is the name of a car on its own now.
Yes, the name of it.
We have created a car that has not been in existence, where it has two, what's it called now? Two brands coming together to produce them. So that's why the model is BMW and the guy selling is Camry. Are we there?
Okay. Okay. Four doors.
4 doors. That's two pairs of doors now. Okay, let's say 4 doors. Alright.
2 is okay. Let's make it advanced.
It is well. Okay, let's leave that for fire extinguisher. Does it have it? Let me stop it as XEXT. Does it have it? So does our
True.
car have it?
True. Yes.
Okay.
Boolean. No, capital letter T.
No,
Yes.
this is not Python, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
If you do that,
Also,
it's
can we
not
do
nice.
something so that I'm confused as we go?
Okay.
I don't know, just a suggestion.
Alright.
Which is for
I think your voice is breaking.
Okay. I said either we change the title to Salita or we change model to something else.
Okay.
Except it's just
Okay.
one that
So
says
please, what's the model of this car?
because say sport or something like that.
Sport. This
Or
is
if
sport.
let's change to Saloon, then we can declare Camry BMW or something like that.
I
And
didn't
then one
get.
choose
I
this
didn't get
one.
that.
There are not plenty models of the so depending on how many you want to create, we determine what we name
Your
it.
voice is still cracking. I heard you say that there are not plenty model of Camry, but it's okay. Let's take model off. This is just a practice, right? So we don't have model here again. But so we have this as a string, this is a string, this is an integer, this is a boolean value. We can have more, right? Let me not add array since we've not talked about array and what it is. We can even have another sub object inside here. We'll come to that. I'll come back to it. Now let's save this. If we try to find out, and see, give us if you want to access. Let's see. Want to know how many dots it has. So give us Camry dot with the dot notation. Yeah, there are two ways you can access it if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, one is the dot notation. So if I do dot door, I'm saying tell me how many doors that the Camry car we have here has. Alright, so let's take this back to this point and bring back this terminal. And so name of the file is this. I'm going to make it a script still, so I will come here and add the shebang command. Make it from here. And back to this place. Alright. Having done that, I'm going to run this command to make this guy executable. Alright, that's it. It's green colored now. Now let's run it. It tells us that our car has 4 doors. Alright, so if we want to find out, does our car have fire? In fact, we can print the entire object actually. We can. Let's see that that's correct. So I'm going to have a copy of this here, comment this one off, and so let's print the entire thing. Print the entire object. So it tells us that we have an object like that. We have an object that this is the entire what's it called now? Entire properties of the object. So this is the property, this is the value. What I called key earlier, key value. And I'm wondering what that key is, right? Term in JavaScript. So this is the reg number. This is about the door. This is about whether it has fire extinguisher. We can say, okay, our fire extinguisher got finished, and so Camry dot fire extinguisher fire ext um, got finished, so or it got expired, so we don't have it again. After doing that, let's see what the value becomes. I'll make this, no, not you, go this way. I'll make this a full no, 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 don't misbehave. Okay, run it again. Look at that. Fire extinguisher is no more there. It's now false. It's no more there, right? So you can add some value to it that didn't exist. You can give it an additional value. Like let's say we want to have it. We can add more properties. Camry dot. Let's say Camry dot new. No, new is a keyword in JavaScript. Camry dot. Someone helping me? I want to add a property. Oh, Eric, why is your line cracking? You're really active here. The line shouldn't be cracking. See whether you have to leave the Vision Network and join again. Okay, so let's see.
What do you want to add, sir?
Yeah, I don't know what I want to add. I'm waiting. Okay, Victoria.
Sorry, as a layman that just learning how to code, I thought if this thing is not found inside the curly brace, it won't work. I was just wondering that why will something outside that curly brace affect what is inside?
Yeah, it's because you can actually change what is inside and increase the properties. Number of properties here. That's why. So that was what we did here. We changed it. So before you go to this line of the code, this guy had changed the false. So that was why we had that result here. So you can actually alter the value. You can alter the content. You can add some more things. Despite now you might be wondering
Okay,
because we have cons. Yeah, I guess that's what you're asking. The cons now affect this guy, right? You can't come and re-initialize Camry, but the properties you can touch them. If you don't want to touch the properties, you use something called freeze. Freeze, object of freeze. But that's not what I'm talking now. So object of freeze, and then you now pass that. Once you do this, you will not be able to alter the content anymore. But just know that in JavaScript, you can alter the content, the properties, you can modify properties of an object. Right? Elijah, you want to see something?
Now, I was asking, what do you want to add?
I don't know. I'm asking you what I want to add. I want to add a property. What other property can a guy have?
A new one that is not mentioned above, right?
Yes.
You can add brake lights equals to true.
Okay. Brake light.
Or wiper.
Or wiper. Okay, wiper. So it has a wiper.
True.
Alright, let's go. Now let's try to print the value again. So you can see now that wiper has joined the chorus. It was not originally there, but wiper is now part of the object enclosed in the curly brace. But now in this file, those changes happen at runtime. It's still like this here. When it's running, changes will not happen here before it gets to this place. So another way we can access the particular property is, let me comment this one off and leave this one here and paste another line of code here and try to access it in this way. So I'll just do Camry put square brackets here, open and close, and then put as a string the value you're looking for. So let me say reg number. So go fetch us reg number. Let's see whether this works. Close. If it works, this line should tell us how many doors we have, and this line should tell us the reg number. So I'm going to run that code again. Run that script again rather. So you see it worked. It worked. Quite interesting, right? Uh-huh.
Sir?
Yes.
But the red number is not an array now. Why are you putting it in a square bracket? And it's working.
Okay. Well, you don't access an array like this, do you? Array use index 0, 1, 2, whatever the number or the position of that element is, right? So it's not exactly the same thing. So array, you put the name of the array here, and you put the index. But so it's object
Yes,
to
to
actually
access.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah, so just have that at the back of your mind. Use that, because if you're going to use JavaScript in real life, you're going to do some of all these things, or do them in a more. You're going to do some things, and some of all these things are being abstracted right now. You know, that's why it's important you learn them. Know this origin. Yeah. Okay, so that's that about object. We might come back to this object and make it more complex, and make it to have an object inside it. You know, you give it an object and give it an array inside it. So, but let's leave this and talk about arrays. Right, you're making progress. I thought we'd take more time, but it's like we're taking less time. Let me not conclude. Let me not conclude until we finish. So I'm creating another file. I'll call this one array.js.
There are some concepts you have not touched. Oh.
What?
There are some concepts you have not touched.
There's some concepts I've not touched. Concepts
Yes,
in object.
Yes.
Okay. Like
The map.
an object.
Those are
Actually-
methods.
Okay, methods I mean, right? Methods.
They
Object
are array
method.
methods actually. Map will not do anything here except you have an array inside. I guess so. Map is meant for array.
Okay. Okay.
But do you mean the kind of operations we can perform on objects?
Yeah, yes. Apart from to like we just to access an individual object, like in properties in an object, we use a Camry dot file extinguisher to we console.log Camry dot door to access only door. Is that only the operation we can do in objects?
Well, there are more. I've talked about how that you can do object.freeze and keep all these things non-modifiable. I've talked about how you can add properties to it, how you can access properties,
My network.
how you can change the
My
value
network went.
of the property. Your network is disturbing. I guess.
Yes, it went up. I didn't get the freezing part.
Okay, object.freeze. I actually did not do it. I just. Okay, let's try. Now watch this. Object dot freeze, and I pass to it freeze camera for me. Let's not see. Call that guy again. No, let me try. Let me comment these ones off and try to print the entire object. Let's see what happens. Now watch this. We came here and changed prior execution to false. This guy is not even listening to us. He's still taking this as true. We came here and added wiper. He's not listening to us. He's still taking what we have here. Anything you're doing here does not concern it. You can only access the value and see what is there. You can't change it. You can't add any property. Right? So if I comment it off, see what happens now. If I comment it off, save this, and I run this file again.
Can you clear your screen?
Clear. Oh, sorry. That's not confusing. So let's run it again. You can see it's taking everything. But let me go back to this place and uncomment this line 9 and save and run it again. So it's not taking any additional, it's not taking any changes, it's not paying attention to the fact that we said let this guy that was true become false. It remained true. We added wiper, it didn't take it because we've frozen it. We've make it not to accept those changes by that single line of instruction. Okay, and so I've told you how that. Thank you for calling my attention. So just now we've learned that without this we can either make it reject any change, by adding this line of code, or we can change it. We can take off that line of code and change anything we want to change. We can change the value we can change all these values here outside of the place where the object was initialized, and then we can add non-existing properties that were not originally there. We can add it to them, and then we can I think I'm going to come back to object after talking about array. We can have array as a property here in this object. We can have another object as a property of this object as well. Now we will have arrays as we can have I think let me go to array first and come back. So I don't do something that will confuse us. The map we are talking about, if we had some arrays inside here, we can use map to map out to do something to the array and return the changed array. We can use filter and reduce. I think I have a video where I did that. As a video on YouTube where I used those functions. Where is it now? YouTube, are you hiding? Up here. Alright. You find it in this playlist, or on this playlist rather. This one, JS, EXIS, React. What I was documenting my journey when I was learning React, and I called my mate to learn with me. So in one of these, it's even clear. Map, filter, reduce, find. You use them there. Interesting, right? You can visit them and learn about them. How they work.
That is React. That is? I'll get confused. That is React.
Come again.
Is it not React?
Well, not React started
React is a
here.
framework that writes JavaScript.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh yeah. I thought it's React though.
React is not something you can learn without understanding JavaScript. You understand? So So we started from Java. All this was JavaScript.
Okay, you mean from learning? Okay,
From-
this section
From
one.
section 1
okay.
to section 9 was JavaScript. It was section 11 that was still talking about the old
Okay,
React.
section 11 is the React.
What? I didn't get that. So we started talking about the way React came, and then as in pure React, without all of those beautiful things that was added to it, and then that's it. And then we started building an app with vanilla JavaScript and all those. All right, that's by the way. Let's make progress. So where are we now? I want to talk about arrays, right? Yes. So this move to the file created for array and start. Array is just something you declare like this. So I'm using the const keyword, right? I hope this is not confusing. Like I said, you can use var, you can use let, they will still work. Slight difference exists between three of them, which I explained in the previous section. So I choose to use const. Let's call this array attendance. Is that it? Is that fine? Let's call it ages. So I'm going to add my ages. So ages equal to whatever the values you are giving on this array. It should be enclosed in within within square brackets. and if it's more than one value, then they should be separated with comma. So let's say I'm guessing our ages. Eric is 40 years of age. Wow, Eric, why? Elijah is 12.
No, I'm 26. So
Oh. Okay. So what's my own age now? Can someone tell me my age, please?
I don't know.
32.
32. Whoa. I'll tell my mommy for you. All right. Now, this is an array of ages. Let me add one more. Okay, Victoria's age. Victoria should be 65 now. Okay. So we have this array declared now of ages, right?
100.
So note that, let me have this stuff, this same thing on my whiteboard, and just not assume that we all know this. So if for, let me have this duplicated and everything cleared, what I got pasted. So it has index, what we call indices, plural, right? Like this, where this one is 0, it starts counting them from 0, and this one is 1, and this one is 2, and this one is 3, right? So the thing about this is not like C where, what's happening here? Oh, what are the right command? I ask you to save. So it's not like C where the size is definite.
Excuse me, is that a square bracket or a curly bracket?
I didn't get that, Lucy. Caroline?
See, I thought when you are declaring array, they should be in a curly bracket, or even square bracket can work.
Okay. All right. Thank you for asking that question. Now, this is not C. If it was in C, it is declared like this, where you can say int, because they have of type integer. You can say, then you say ages equals, then you open your curly brace, and have 40, 12, 32, 65, and then you have your semicolon, which is compulsory. Note that I could take off the semicolon from this JavaScript code and it will still work perfectly well, but you can't try that kind of joke in C programming, right? So it is different in C. Array in C is different from array in JavaScript. I like teaching from the known to the unknown. I was just avoiding making reference to C so I don't irritate someone who does not know C who is here, because that's one mistake that tutors do. They'll be teaching somebody a new program, somebody who is new. Teaching somebody a programming language, you'll be making reference to something the person does not know, and it will be causing more confusion. So, but since you know C, from the way you sounded, you're talking from C, I believe. So, in C programming, this is how you have it. So it's not so here. Here you have it in square brackets. And of course, no, you see.
Coding, but I think you still have to declare with the square bracket in this.
What? Yeah, sorry, I
Me,
just remembered.
I'm getting confused because I think when you are using the JavaScript, the array should be in a curly bracket, not a square bracket. If this is really a JavaScript.
No, in JavaScript is different. Different language have a different syntax. So in JavaScript, the syntax is to use square bracket, not curly bracket.
When you are declaring array.
Yes, in JavaScript it's square bracket.
Okay, so I hope that is clear. By the way, we're going to try that. For fun. Let's try that curly brackets. But let's confirm that our array is working well first. So let's try to console log the array. Log. Let's see. Ages. Alright, so you're going to make it executable. Why is this guy not saved? Is there a different function on JS from what I have? Okay. Okay, I'll just ignore it and make array.js executable. So it turns green. You can see it here. It wasn't before. So .1/array. It prints our array for us. So what would have happened if we use curly braces? Wow, this is interesting. It's interesting. So you see, I struggle because I think it's expecting to be an object, because those are the things you enclose in curly braces, JavaScript. So let me undo this and bring back our array. Making progress. And it's working again. Okay. You can access members of this array. Now, in C programming, right, this is an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, size 4. So you have it in this curly brace that this array has size 4. Of course, if you don't put the size there, the compiler will know the size, provided you provide the values are present. Okay, so this is array of size 4. You can't try to add, or access one that does not exist, an index that does not exist. There will be problem, right? So index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. But in JavaScript, you can access. You can even let's do this. I'm going to clear this screen. Come here, and let's try to console.log the index 4 of the array edges. This is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. Right? There's supposed to be no index 4. Now, undefined is the error you get when something exists but has no value inside it. Right? There's a space as a space in memory for that thing, but there's no value yet in it. Okay. Let's now run it. It says undefined. So it's like saying, we have a variable there, but there's nothing inside it yet. It means I can come here and say ages ages at index 20 is now equal to 34, and come here. If I print this array now, see what happens. Because of array, it will expand to that size. Let's see. So you can see it's telling that there's 16 empty items, and then there's 34. You can accommodate more. You can add more to it. Right? So there are several array methods that you can use. I won't go into that for now. Maybe I should talk about the basic ones: pop, push, or shift.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm lost in these ages. Then square bracket 20 equals 34. Are you adding an array into these ages? The position is 20.
I'm adding a value into the array.
Value 34.
Ages, yes.
The array, and the position is 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's it. So if I added it at 4, at index 4, which is the closest, it would have been like this. See? So I can add more and more arrays. There's something. Let's not talk about. I feel like talking about this.
Because does that online increase the
what?
So
Like 5, yes. What happened?
Increase the size of the array.
What?
Does like 5 increase the size of the array? Like
yes.
Of the array.
Yes. Now see, let's do this. Let's check the length of the array. Come here. I say array.length array dot length. Let me put a sentence there. Let's say size of array. So plus this, so that it will print the size of the array. So if we run this now, so that size of the array is 5, right? Now if I go here, if I had done this to, let me do it like this again, 100 and run it again. Very interesting. So the size of the array is 101. Despite the fact that all these ones are empty, it still obeyed my instruction and went and put something like index number 100, which is the 101st element in the array. You can see, so it changes the size of the array dynamically, right? So that's that about that. Let me leave it at this for now. Okay, let me put it like this, size of array. Okay, what does I want to talk about? Let's talk about some basic array methods that you can use in JavaScript, some that beginners should know. So let me arrange this board a bit so it doesn't look too rowdy. I was talking about, I think I want to call it property value pair. Property value pair. As for object, just to keep it here. I will also leave the link to this whiteboard on the description of this video so that you can look at it if you want to. I believe those of you that were in this live section or that view that is in the video now, we understand how they came about and it will make you remember certain things. So I was about to talk about array methods in JavaScript. Array methods. Now, what are methods? Method has been defined as functions that are associated with objects. As a matter of fact, the object we created earlier, we can go and create methods for it. We can go and even create a method that will make it, let's say, register. When we call the method, it will register it and give it plate number automatically. We can do several things. Anything that we think of doing, you can actually make it happen. But then there are inbuilt methods, they are inbuilt, that comes with JavaScript. The moment you install Node.js, they are just present there, okay? And those are what I want to talk about, the ones I consider basic. So if you remember some, you can let me know as we make progress. So the way you call methods is different from the way you call functions. If I want to call a function now, like I called the function we defined earlier, I call it counts to, right? Counts to, like this, and I gave it the argument, the argument, and but if I was trying to use a method, it means I have to put that thing I'm working on. For example, if I'm working on the array ages, I have to put it and put the dots before I will now call the method. The method. And once I put the name of the method, I have to put my parentheses as well. If it takes an argument, I put the argument. If it does not, I can leave it blank. I can leave it blank. So let me just take this stuff down. I hope I communicated that well. So let's talk about pop. I think pop is JavaScript. Let's talk about shift. Let's talk about unshift.
Unshift.
Let's talk about
What of filter?
Filter. You're taking us.
We have reduced.
You're taking us to the advanced point. Anyway, it's fine.
Okay, it's advanced. Okay, now let's do the basic type of advanced.
Okay. So
Talk about join.
Join. Is that join?
Yeah.
Join sounds like a Python thing. We'll try it if there is. And then There's one that is the opposite of opposite of pop is this shift. Is on shift. No, it's shift. This guy there is. I'm looking
Reduce.
for one that
Reduce.
is it reduce. That's
After
calling
push.
what? Push. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Push. So you're calling reduce. Reduce still belong to this category. This category reduce. People who do
What
functional
of
programming.
slice?
What? Slice in array. Slice in array. I'm not sure that works, but
I think they actually also.
is that slice?
I'm not sure. I think
It's okay. Let's
But
let's
I
just start
think-
working. We can start adding some more. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can do this, 5. This join. I'm not even sure of this join. Let's now go and see what how they work. Right? Maybe I should keep it like this. So we now want to pop. What will pop do if we pass it to this array? Now we've seen what is happening already. So now let's try to pop. And to understand very well what it does, I'm just going to add some more.
Yeah, to the
Let
end.
me add 13, 20, and 30, what now? 37. So we now have an array of size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here now, sounds like changing what one is. You know that if I ask this thing to print index 0, you know that you go and print the first one, right? I did not do that. I was hoping that I didn't need to do that, but let me just do it. So let us have this line commented out. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just say array 7 will equal to 60. Just in case you want to uncomment it and test it when you see the code. Okay, so what is happening here is I want to access the first member of the array. I see that it's 40. If I change this to, let's say, 3, I'm going to have access the fourth member because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So the number 4 is actually the one at index 3. Let's try. That is what now? 65. So let's run this code and see if it's so. So you can see it's 65. And array is of size 7. If I uncomment this line 5, our array will be of size 8. Okay, you can try that on your own. Now let's see what the pop does. So if I do ages.pop, like I told you, use method with the dot notations. Ages.pop with no argument. What will it do? Let's now see what it did. No. To see what it did, I need to print the entire array. So let me print the entire array. Anyone who sees what it did, let me know. Especially those who are explaining. What did it do? What happened? Is someone talking to me?
I think it's removed 37. No? It's added 37.
Good. So that's what pop does. It removes the last element. The question now comes: can I decide which one it should remove? Can I decide? Let's see. Say pop, leave 37 alone. Go to index 3, which is 65, and take it off. Let's see. Would that work? So you see, no. 0, 1, 2, 3, 13, 20. So you see, quite interesting.
It is always used to remove the last digit, the last number or the last.
Great. So this guy did not listen to my instruction here. He went and removed 37. Very stubborn method. See his head, too big. All right, now let's see. What does, I'm going to comment this line. Next is shift. No, let's use on shift now. What does on shift do? Ages dot on shift. Let's save this and let's run it. So what do you think happened here? Why is everyone quiet?
He returned a new array now. I think he reduced the last how many? 13, 20, 37.
It returned.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Going back. You know what was the question?
What did this thing do here?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Nothing.
Someone said nothing. That's a good answer. All right, so let's put 19 here and see now. See what it does. Did you see that? So it added it at the beginning, at the very beginning. What if I wanted it at the very end? What if I wanted it at the very end? So let me comment this off. No. Should be on the editor. Comment this off. Let's have another one used. Ages.push. Let's say push 50. Right. Let's now run it. So this guy is doing what on shift does, but it does it at the last side. At the last side. So if I uncomment this line 8, you will see that line 8 we add to the beginning, while push we add at the end. Isn't that interesting? And then here we go. So we have 19 at the beginning, added to the beginning. We have 50 added to the end. Now let's find out what does the other one. What's that guy now? Pages dot shift. What does shift now do? Alright. Someone look at this and tell me what does shift do. What does shift do? What does shift do?
In between.
Move the first one.
The first one. Someone said someone thought it was in between. They removed the first
So
one.
the first one is 40.
Yeah. So we took from the second one, the last, remove the first one.
Yes,
So if I ask this guy to leave the first one and go and remove the guy at index 2, will it obey me? Let's find out. It's very disobedient. Line of code. Alright. Another thing I would like to have you know is that an array can have different data types, inside it. So it doesn't have to be only numbers. Strings can be inside an array as well. And an array can have sub-arrays. Yes, so let me do something a bit complex. Let's say, let me now modify this array and create a new one. I will call this one pairs. Right, so I want to make it an array of arrays. So I come here and say I put an array inside this array. So this array will be, I want to give it the name and the age. So the first age was Eric, right? So Eric will be a string, and then the age 40. Then come out here, another array. The second person was who? I'm not sure. Let's say John. It has to be a string, of course. And then 12. And then the third person was it me? It was somebody. Godwin. And his age is 32. So I'm going to stop here because of time. This is okay. This is enough to illustrate it. Okay. So what do you want to do? Let's try to now view this array. If I say I want to print only the age, the name and age of Godwin, look at this. I will now count. Eric is at index 0 of the main array. John is at index 1 and Godwin is at index 2. Watch this. Let's see what is at index 1. This should be John, right? Let's try to run the array. I don't want these kinds to print again, so let me comment them off as well. So save this. What am I doing? PS. Alright, I'm going to clear this screen. Close the control L. Alright, so he printed John and the age at index 1. What if I wanted to print only the age of John? I will now go into this array again, right, and print the index 1 because John is at index 0 of this sub array and 12 is at index 1. Getting a bit complex, right? So I will now add another square bracket inside here and say print the index 1 of the array at index 1. So if I run this now, this is the result it gives me. It targets only the age. That means if I want to print the age of Godwin, I will say go to index 2 of the main array. You will see a sub array. Then print what is at index 1 of that sub array, which is 32. Let's see whether it works. Great. So an array can have different data types inside it. It can have array inside it again. Alright. Now I haven't known that what does we I wanted to go and make our object a bit complex by adding objects inside it and array inside it, but it seems the time is fast spent. So let's talk about models. Okay, let's talk about models. So what is a model? The moment you put any set of instruction, any set of codes inside a file, inside a JavaScript file, and you want it to be available to be used in another JavaScript file, you want a function or whatever value it is or constant to be available in another JavaScript file, it becomes a model. Now let's try to have one here. I am going to create quickly create something here. Let me call this model.js and then import it in another file. So I'll just say, let me use him this way. So vim model .js. Okay, I want to have a function that adds numbers. So I'll just come and say function add. So it takes 2 arguments, and what it does, what I want it to do for me is to simply console.log a let's say a plus B, C plus everywhere. Equals. See, I hope this is not too complex. What I'm doing, I'm saying, put what is inside A, whatever they pass here, put it here, and concatenate it with a space, put plus, put a space, and then put the value. Yeah, this space here is not real. Hope you know. This particular space here now is not real, just for readability. So now concatenate the plus that is colored is a string and will appear like it will be printed out like a Roman character with this space in between it. And when I say concatenate, now add the value, put the value that is at B in that space, and then concatenate this string as well. Put space there, put equal to, put space, and then put the value of whatever is in C. That's what I just said you should do here. Now, how do I make this thing available? Now, I'll just do it like, earlier on I saved a function inside a what now? Am I saying a variable, right? So that's what I will do here. I will take off the name and make it anonymous. And rather come here and say export dot model export, right? Model dot export. That's going correct. Dot add equals this. If this is correct, it should work. It should work if this is correct. So, but let's see whether this is working here first. I will call the function add and say add 2 and 5. So it should print 2 plus 5 equals 7 if this is working. I'm going to save and quit. And here is the file. I think that name is not very fine. Let me call it calc, like for calculator, calc.js. So node calc.js. Okay, that's a trouble. There's trouble somewhere. Model.export. Okay, the name I gave it, the let's do this. What is that? Okay. Vim calc. Let's take this off first. So add equal to this. Let's now see whether our function is working well first. It's not easy using Vim and Emacs at the same time. Alright, so node calc.js. So the trouble is from somewhere. Okay, I want to add C. Oh, that means I didn't read the order well the first time. There is no C here. Sorry. This should be. Let me make C available, brother. So C. Let's see. Equal A plus B. I think that problem is solved. Alright, so let's run it again. I'm going to play this screen and I'll run it again. So it says 2 plus 7 equals 7. I want to make this thing available in another file, so I can use it in another file. That's what import and export is about now. So let's do that. I'll come here and say and put back those keywords I used again. Model dot export. Dot add equals this. When we do this now, let me comment off this line. Alright, save and quit. Now let's go here and create another file. I will call this one. What will I call this one now? Call this one import.js.
I missed the array lesson. Oh, my this was just misbehaving.
So it's recorded. You can watch it later.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay. Now, what? Yeah. So to now have this guy available, these functionalities here, in our module available here, we have to import it using the require keyword. Now this is the old way of doing it, but if you're a student of LAX, they want you to understand these things. It's good you understand that there was a way that it was done before modern styles or modern patterns came out. Especially with the emergence of ECMASys script exes. All right, so you now declare a variable where you will store that thing. So let's say we can declare a variable calc here, and say it's equal to get the value of calc. You can, let me just call it const, because it's going to be a constant variable. Const calc will be equal to, say go and require. Require, that means go and find a file, a module here, import it into this place, right? Excuse me. The name of the module is calc.js. Remember, calc.js, right? So when you get that calc.js, now you see a function inside that calc.js, because it is not saved inside this variable, right? Whatever has the instruction to be exported is saved inside this variable now. So we're not access it by doing dot, because it's not a property of this variable. You can say dot add, right? Dot add, and then we say do add. Let's try 10 and 13 and see if this works. I hope it works. Okay, now this is the one we exported from, and this is the one we imported from. Let me make it executable. Let me just add a line of code like an LAX student. The shebang. Alright, and save it and come here and do change mode plus x import.js. So it is now green colored, as you can see, and I'm going to run it now. Let's hope that our program works well. Oh, that's a problem. Require stack home.js import.js. Okay, so what's the problem? Code module not found. So why are you not? What? Okay, let me. I guess I didn't specify the part where, that's why. So let me do inside this directory. You will find it. Let me do this and see what happens now. Cannot see property add of undefined. Property add of undefined. There's something I'm not getting right here. Obviously, cannot set property add of undefined. Why? So it's assessing it now, but I don't understand the particular problem. Let's do this. If you've seen the problem, tell me.
It's on that line one. Cannot assign. I was trying to read the error message.
Okay.
Have you seen it? Cannot set property add of undefined at object anonymous.
What does that mean?
So it's trying to assign. I didn't really have module export just add is equals to function.
Okay, let me try to make sure I understand this. Cannot set property add of undefined as object. Property add of undefined.
We defined that function before. Function AB. Let's see the code again.
What?
Let's see the code again.
Okay.
Did you define that function somewhere before? Or that's first place? Function AB.
Okay, let me do it like this. Let me do it like this and see if it works. So I'll go const add is equal to this, and then I'll come here and do model dot export. Let me make it an object indeed. So export for us chassis dot bang 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 bang. Will this work? Crack equal to add. We take the object add, the value add. Will this work? Let's find out. Model. Okay, so let's save this and see. Alright, let's load that file again. What am I not doing right? Somebody help! I think it's time for you to talk now. What am I not doing right?
I can't tell because I was trying to just get it with. I don't know what happened.
What am I not doing right? Should I take this off? There's something I'm not getting right here. Something I'm not getting right. So this guy is supposed to be available in the other file. What am I not getting right? What am I not getting right? Nobody's talking now. You've abandoned me. Hello.
May I not abandon you? I
You
do
know,
just understand.
Okay. So I'm thinking it's just something. It's just something not doing well. Could this work? Let me try again too. There's something interesting about errors like this. Unexpected token at where? Unexpected token, yeah. I think I'm getting close to the matter. I'm getting to the matter. Should
Different error message is good.
what?
I said different error message is good.
Yes. Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? Calc.add is not a function. Calc.add is not a function. So what is the function now? Add is not defined. Yeah. Okay. Quite interesting, right? So I don't know what exactly I'm not doing right here. I thought I could simply do model.export dot add and declare the anonymous function and get it done. So you find out what I'm not doing, right? And let me know. Thought this was it, and then when I do it, I'm supposed to get it from the other side. You know, if it's using the export and import keyword, I think that one is a bit kind of easier for me. But that's not what we want to understand this old way of doing it. And somehow, wait. This thing is exports and not export. Wait. To export, yes. So why is it? No, I don't think so. The syntax does not suggest that it's this. Now I don't understand it again. So at this point, I'm closing for today. You go and find out what came to confuse us and fix it, and let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, please put it as a comment. You can reach out to me. Let's know.
Try model.export.
What?
Try model.export.
Models.export.
Yes.
That's
I'm
what
trying to check this syntax.
But
export.
exports like
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's like this, okay, fine. All right, so add is not defined. Let's find out. So let me go back and do it as after that's calc.add. Okay, so it's working. Whoa, Vim, I forgive you for deceiving me. Even when I was thinking it was a sports, the color, the syntax color was making me not sure. Thank you for delivering us. So right now our function is working inside another file. Our function is working inside another file, and it means I can have several functions there. Like I could choose to define some more. Let's say I was about closing now. My mother has come back.
Yeah, but if you can break down and add line, there was something you used before. Before you used this add.
Okay, there was something I used before. I should use it again.
Before this, I think that was tried and it's add. I don't module.export.
Okay.
Add. Why that? I'm not clear on that line.
It's okay. I did module but export, but I didn't add s and that add. Alright, let's see. Let's hope this works this time. Alright, run this again. So it's working. Okay, since that one is clearly understood by you, let's start with that one. But this other one that I did is more like it's something. You know, we have named export default. Yes, okay, stop now. Yes, it's something that has to do with. It might be a bit difficult explaining it, except you understand what is called destructuring. Yeah, object destructuring and array destructuring in JavaScript. I think that makes it easier for you to understand. But let's just leave it at that since you understand this one. So basically, what is happening here is that I am putting an instructions. Module.export is an inbuilt instruction, okay? So when I say .add, I'm not saying, okay, as a variable called add, this is its content. So since the variable is having a function, it means the variable can be called like a function. And I now declare the variable here and say, hey, require, you want to have a content, go and require what is inside here, get the content and make it your content. So this calc that I have here is not this calc. It's not this calc. It's this particular one that is inside this file. So when I say calc.add, I'm saying calc, you now have everything that's inside here. Inside you is something called add. Get it and do something to this file with it. Recall that when I use this variable inside here, like I didn't need to do any dots, anything. I just called it directly. But here now it is stored inside here. So I have to it is stored as a property inside here. So I have to call it. It's a property and its value is this function, this instruction. Okay, so I can have several lines of code. I can have more lines of code here. Vim calc. I can say, okay, let me have another one that copy this. Paste it here. And copy this. Yank it here. Copy. Yank. And that's all right. That's enough. So just close this. So this time I wanted to subtract, so I'll just say minus. Let me say minus. Okay, let's just say subtract. Let's sound good. Subtract. Okay, so what I want to do this time is to do minus, right? And I want to change this plus in the string here to minus as well. And I want to save this. But before I save it, before I quit, let me just show you that it will work here. So I'll just come here and say a subtract 4 from 7. Here we go. So if I save this and run it, node calc, just subtract is not defined. Are you kidding me right now? Subtract.
Please clear your screen.
What? This I should clear my screen.
Not you. I mean, no. You should clear your screen when you are running.
Okay. Okay.
The script.
Why is it saying subtract is not defined? Is it a joke or something? Subtract. I don't understand what is happening here. Hey. Alright, let's clear this up. Let's try again. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh. Yeah, this was something similar to what I got the first time. I guess it should give me the same thing if I on comment line 10. Let's find out. Yes, I guess it should do something. If it doesn't, then I'll be surprised. So R is not defined. It's because as far as this program is concerned, I am making provisions for these things to be available outside of this file and not inside this file. So module.export.subtract. So it is defined as something that should go out, not something that should stay. Oh my God, I'm supposed to have another section now. Oh, I think I should end here right now. But before I go, let me do this. Let me run the other one again. Oh yeah, I'm calling it right now. Okay, so I'll go into this file and say calc.subtract. This here should be available. Calc.subtract. So let's start what we're trying to do. Subtract 4 from 7. What did I do? Subtract. Nobody's calling my attention to it. Are you sure we are seeing, brethren? Subtract. Did I spell this in way? Subtract. What am I doing here? Subtract. Okay. So I'm clearing the screen, and to tell you bye bye, I'm going to run this. Let me be sure that it's saved. Dot import.js. Let's go. So it says 10 plus 13 equals 23. 7 minus 4 equals 3. That is that about module patterns, exporting and importing the modules in the ancient way in JavaScript. Thank you very much for being part of this section. I'm really glad to have you here. Let's keep learning together.
The new way is to just import modules, right?
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
This is what you were doing before. You could just import this from this. Can you hear me? My network has started.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was saying, so now you can just import these modules. This is the same thing as saying import this module from this or something like that.
Yes.
In modern JavaScript.
Yes. It will import here.
Okay, this is just where it came from.
Yes. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Please, let's keep doing this. Once more, subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed to this channel. I mean, show some support. Like the videos if you like them in real life. Like them in real life. Don't just like them in your mind. Like the ones you like, and then share as well the people who might watch them and get helped. So for now, I'm going to say bye and see you when we see you again. I have another section when I'm late. All right, take care.